Alex, congrats. You're through to the
Thank
final. How are
you.
you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I thought it was a really good match, so really proud of my performance.
Questions?
Congratulations. What
Thank
do you
you.
think was working most effectively for you today? Because you seemed like it was close in score, but you seemed pretty comfortable in the match the whole
Yeah,
way.
well, sorry. I think the quality of my shot was pretty good today. Um, and I did pretty well returning. She's obviously a great server. Um, some of the first balls were really good as well. So I think, yeah, those things. Yeah.
Hey Alex, congrats on the win.
Thank
You
you.
spoke with Renee in your post-match interview about how you were locked in throughout, regardless of what's going on. It sounds easy in theory, but I'm sure it's not. So how are you able to do that so effectively and just compartmentalize and focus on everything on the court and nothing what's going on around you?
Yeah, I think it comes with experience and also um, preparation. I talked a lot with my coach before the match. I mean, like I do every match, but then you know kind of what the stakes are, and you know what level you kind of have to bring in order to compete against these types of players. So, yeah, a combination of those things.
And when you finally are able to take a second and enjoy the moment, what are the emotions during those times and in those situations, like after a win today?
Really happy. I was able to call my family and they all watched. So we were celebrating and yeah, just joy, excitement, and of course, we're excited for tomorrow.
Hey, Alex,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
Your service game, you don't just win the games on your service game, you win them very dominantly. You had two love holds to start the third set. You don't let opponents get back into those games or into the points when after the serve, you charge and you try to take control of that. Is that strategy, like where does that come from, that design to do that and not give opponents any chance on your serve to even get a point?
On my serve? Yeah, I mean, I try to do it when I can. I think, I've said before that every game is an opportunity, especially when it's your serve, Um, when you serve, you start the point. So that's kind of the advantage that you have. That being said, really depends on the day. Some days, I get broken to love, and some days I hold to love, and that's just part of the game. And yeah, I really, I cherish those, those, I guess, not easy, but um, like holds to love or kind of where it's not really like a deuce. They help. Yeah.
This is your second WTA final. In the history of this tournament, there's rarely been someone who's come through that's beaten the caliber of players that you have. You've beaten an Olympic gold medalist,
Yeah.
the number 10 player in the world. You play the number 3 player in the world tomorrow. Naomi is a former number 1. You beat the defending champion. It's a roster of some of the best women's
Yeah.
players in the game. I know that your strategy on the court doesn't change, but can you appreciate the level of, you're not just winning matches, you are beating some of the best players in the women's game?
Yes, going into this tournament, I looked at the list and it was like, woof, jam packed, and it was big player after big player after big player. So to be in the final really means a lot to me. I think no, I think I am really happy with how I've performed and how I've conducted myself on court against these caliber of players. So I really hope to keep the ball, the momentum moving, not just in this tournament, but for the rest kind of the hard court swing. Yeah.
Hey Alex, well done. So obviously this is your second tour level final, and you'll be playing for probably arguably the biggest title of your career. But looking back at Eastbourne last year, I guess going into that match, kind of how were you feeling, and then were you like extremely nervous for it being your first tour level final? And I guess if so, over the course of the past year, do you feel like you've grown in that aspect in terms of approaching like big matches?
Yeah, I think, well, Eastbourne is so meaningful to me. I look back at that final, the whole week in general, but the final especially. I don't know, I really love that match. I think, I lost, but I had a lot of chance. Incredible match. Like, I watched the highlights, so good. And the memories I made with my team, because I had my whole team there. It was also really nice. And like you said, I think I've developed a lot in the past year. And I've, at least in my perspective, I've been put in to me what are big matches, more often than before. So I think I'm a little more experienced in handling that. But that being said, like he said, all of the matches I've been playing have been big matches. So I'm gonna do my best again to just bring out the best level that I can tomorrow. Yeah.
Hi, Alex. Are you someone who looks at rankings or pays attention to kind of where you're at? You're close to a new milestone, and I was just wondering how much importance you either put in reaching those goals or pressure to reach them, or are you someone who more sort of goes tournament by tournament and whatever happens, happens?
I look at rankings from time to time. I don't. It's not like something I'm checking after every match, because and I'm lucky enough to say that at this point, kind of, it's where I feel it kind of tapers off, like the higher you go, the steeper it gets, right? So to move every spot you move, or at least now, I feel like every spot I move is kind of it's a big gap, right? So I think my main focus is to win more matches, and obviously the priority is kind of the level that I produce in such matches. And I think if I'm able to reach those levels at a consistent kind of pace, then of course the ranking will follow. I'm not someone who says kind of like, oh, hard stop, I need to end the year by this. Because you never know what can happen throughout the year. Health is a big priority. It's just such a long season, so you don't know what's gonna happen. And also, I don't want to put a cap to like where I can get. So yeah, I guess it's just taking it period by period. Yeah.